200%. This stock investment is up 200% since we told you about it. And we are not here to pat ourselves on the back or to tell you you should be following our investment advice. We are just here to share our thoughts. And if you happen to be also following and investing along with us, you have seen a 200% return in this investment. Hey guys, Zaman
and Christina
from
Our Rich Journey.
On today's video, we are talking about our top stock picks from the past and moving forward. In fact, we are going to identify 4 investments that we have been investing in over the past year to 10 years or more, and we are going to give you our thoughts on whether or not we should stick with these investments.
So not only that, we are also going to be talking about the performance of these 4 specific investments. Now, on this channel, you know, of course, we talk a lot about investing, but we always encourage you to always do your own research. And after you do your own research, it's really important to take action. That's why we're really focused on the performance of these stock investments also, because you will see by some of these investments over 200% return. If you would have taken action, and hopefully you did, you are seeing these same types of returns today.
I love that you said that, take action, because over the past years that we've been having our channel, you know, we get a lot of negative comments about people that are so pessimistic about investing in the stock market. We are huge advocates for building your wealth through investing in the stock market. And of course, there is risk involved, but any type of reward involves some sort of risk. It is up to you to identify how much risk you're willing to take on. But if you are scared to invest, if you are having your money in a savings account for years and years and years, you have lost out on the potential growth in your wealth.
So let's start with our top pick, and that is NVIDIA. We started talking about this company last year before the whole AI boom that we are experiencing today happened. Now, NVIDIA is a technology company that specializes in the design and manufacturing of graphics processing units, which are GPUs, and also related technologies. Now, NVIDIA has made really significant advancements in AI. They provide GPUs and software that support AI research and applications.
So 1 year ago, we started talking about NVIDIA and artificial intelligence because we saw this as the biggest opportunity in the stock market. You know, at that time, technology stocks were actually down. There was a negative sentiment surrounding technology stocks. But Christina and I saw the writing on the wall. If we are talking about growth in technology, it was gonna have to come from artificial intelligence. And NVIDIA was gonna be pivotal in that growth. And over this past year, that has certainly been the case. We have been listening to every earnings call for NVIDIA, and time after time, those calls have exceeded expectations. And so after every earnings call, you would see NVIDIA stock just pop. And so NVIDIA is up 209% since we had our artificial intelligence video. Now, just a quick note, if you guys are interested in seeing all of our investments across all of our portfolios, you should definitely check out our 365 Days to Fire program. In that program, we share a real-time view of our investment portfolios so you can see exactly what we are investing in that moment.
But not just that, this is a year-long class that helps you develop your stock portfolio, your real estate portfolio, side hustles, your estate plan, so much more. It's helping you develop your entire FIRE plan. And then if you have questions, we also have monthly live Q&As with us, and we have smaller accountability groups. We also have incredible meetups over the summer where we all meet up here in Portugal in person. So if you're interested in the program, make sure you sign up now. We have early enrollee bonuses that you do not want to miss out on. You can go to 365daystofire.com to learn more, and we'll leave a link in the description as well.
Now, for anyone that is considering also investing in NVIDIA, it is so important that you separate the hype from the substance. It's always a lot of hype when it comes to technology. And so continue to monitor how NVIDIA is progressing. the competition that is on the horizon. Because at this point, when you are at the top of the mountain, there will always be others that want to get to that point. And so if you choose to invest in NVIDIA, our recommendation is that every earnings call you listen to, and you're able to understand exactly what they are doing.
You also have to make sure that any investment that you make aligns with your risk tolerance, which should match your asset allocation plan. So when things start going up or below what you had identified for your asset allocation plan, rebalancing is really important. And this is important because, like we said, NVIDIA has had incredible returns. With those incredible returns, you should also be rebalancing your portfolio.
And you know why we rebalance? To maximize returns and minimize risk. Keep that in mind whenever you are talking about a hot investment. Which brings us to our next pick, Novo Nordisk. We first started talking about Novo Nordisk about 3 months ago, but we had been watching it for some time. And Novo Nordisk is such an interesting company because it's a pharmaceutical company that has been investing heavily in weight loss and diabetes drugs. If you've heard of Ozempic, Novo Nordisk is the company that produces that. And if you're watching TV anywhere in the world, you have probably seen these weight loss commercials. If you are on social media, you have probably seen an influencer or a celebrity that has talked about their use of these weight loss drugs. This company has been on fire.
So let's talk about the returns of Novo Nordisk. Now, when we first started talking about it was just a couple months ago, and since then the return has been 7%. Now get this, over the past year, the return has been 75%. And over the past 5 years, the return has been 459%. So those are huge numbers over the past 5 years, but since we've been talking about it, like I said, only 7%. Now, this is something that we still think there is so much huge potential with this particular investment. And we think about this because of a couple reasons. So the first is manufacturing capacity. There is so much demand for these particular drugs produced by this company that Novo Nordisk cannot keep up with the demand.
The second issue is insurance. So a lot of insurance companies in the US do not cover the use of these drugs for weight loss. You see, Ozempic was originally manufactured to address diabetes, but what they have found is that it is a great weight loss drug as well. But the problem is insurance companies are not covering it for weight loss. And so in the US especially, you have to have diabetes or something along those lines in order to have the prescription covered. The next issue is cost. This is a very expensive drug, and because of the expense, not a lot of people can afford to stay on these drugs. And so hopefully the cost of these drugs comes down, which means that more people will have access to this drug. Now, there's a lot of controversy around weight loss drugs, and we're not here to get into that. In fact, we did a whole video on the pros and cons of Ozempic and investing in these weight loss companies. But from our perspective, there is so much demand for these drugs that a company like Novo Nordisk is going to do very well. But there is always competition. And so this should be your biggest concern whenever you're investing in a company like this. Well, there's actually two big concerns. But competition is a huge concern because there are other companies like Eli Lilly that are also producing weight loss drugs. And the other issue are unforeseen side effects that surprise people with these drugs that could crash this company.
So again, these are all things to consider if you are investing in Novo Nordisk. We are continuing to invest in it. We think that once it fixes its issues with manufacturing capacity, insurance, and costs, and also as we're monitoring these side effects and the impact of the news that it could have on this company, we think that there's a lot of potential. So the next investment is VGT. This is Vanguard's technology ETF. It has been up 30% over the past year. Now, if you've been watching our channel, we started talking about VGT about 5 years ago, and since then, it's been up 182%. Now, we have owned VGT for quite some time before we started this channel and before we talked about VGT. And over the past 10 years, VGT has had a return of over 500%.
So you know we love us some BGT. We have been talking about it all the time. We love that it's technology focused. You know, something needs to be said about technology. Technology has just been on fire over the last couple of years. I mean, it's been on fire really, I guess, over the last 10 years because of the growth in technology. And when you invest in the stock market, it's important that you invest with a plan. And if that plan calls for investing in growth, then you should be looking at investing in technology, in pharmaceutical, in these areas that have this explosive potential for return. And VGT is a great investment because it invests in so many technology companies, which allows you to spread that risk across all of those companies. Now, this brings us to our last and final top pick, and it is VTI. It is Vanguard's total stock market ETF and a fan favorite around here for a very long time. We have been talking about VTI since day one. Now, VTI is up 21% over the past 12 months. And over the past 5 years, it's up 80%. And for the past 10 years, it's up 161%. So VTI is an ETF, but there's also the index fund, VTSAX. VTI and VTSAX, they're synonymous. They're basically the same thing. If you have been investing in both of those, you have probably seen the exact same returns. I bring this up because we often talk about VTSAX. So if you are interested in investing in those companies or learning more about them, you must check out our playlist on investing in the stock market. You can find videos on both of those investments that do deep dives into their holdings and many of the reasons why we are huge fans of these investments.
So those are our 4 top investments that we invest in and that we are continuing to invest in. Again, if you're interested in learning everything that we invest in, our entire stock portfolio, and actually seeing our stock investment plan, make sure that you enroll in our 365 Days to Fire program. You can go to 365daystofire.com to learn more. And again, we'll leave a link in the description below. But for now, if you like this video, make sure you give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and
Join the journey.